How's it going, guys? Welcome to the East Blue Nation. Today we will be talking about One Piece live action season 2 theories from non-manga and anime viewers. This is where I ask my friends and family members about possible theories for season 2 of the One Piece live action series, and these individuals have never seen the anime or manga, so they're only familiar with One Piece via the live action series. So here we go. These are pretty interesting. Buckle up because they get pretty wacky. Let's get right to it. One of my friends said that they think that Luffy in season 2 will discover a rare new devil fruit. He seems to not know that you can't eat more than one devil fruit, but I asked him what kind of devil fruit will he get. He said, well, I think that he'll get something that will contradict his rubber fruit and it will be amazing. Okay, so what's that? He says, I think he'll get something like the metal fruit. I was like, interesting. The metal fruit mixed with the rubber fruit. What's that gonna look like? He believes that Luffy will have the ability to make part of his body hard. Therefore, he can stretch his arm, and this is what he told me. He can stretch his arm, make only his hand as hard as iron, and therefore it's like a giant mallet or hammer striking down on a person. I was like, that's very interesting, and I kind of chuckled a little bit, but he didn't know why I chuckled. He was like, hey, that's gonna happen, right? He kind of thought that he was correct, and I guess in a way he was, right? But not all the way. The general idea is there. I'm always mind blown by the theories that individuals come up with that have never read the manga or seen the anime, because some of them are so creative and so close to what could possibly happen. A cousin of mine said the following when asked about possible theories for season 2 One Piece live action series. She believes that Luffy is actually going to start dating Nami, and that by the time we start season 2, it would be a little bit of a time skip, and she believes that they're going to have a child on board. So I'm like, whoa, interesting theory. She was like, yeah, I think they're gonna have a little kid on board, which is going to be Luffy and Nami's daughter or son. And I'm like, which one though? She was like, maybe a son. And I think he's going to be like 2 or 3 or 4, maybe 6, walking around, and it's going to add this interesting dynamic between the Straw Hat Pirates having a child around, which is technically going to be part of their crew, but it will be a child, which would be Luffy and Nami's child. And in my head, I thought about one thing. Season 2, we may possibly see something very familiar, right? We all know that Chopper's coming around the corner, and technically speaking, Chopper is a child that joins the Straw Hat Pirates. So although her theory was real far off, a child joining the Straw Hat Pirates, her theory is very close to somewhat what happens and is going to happen in the live action series. So I'm like, wow, so there's gonna be a time skip. And she's like, yeah, it makes sense, especially because in the cartoon, she called it cartoon, it's anime. I said anime. She said, yeah, in the cartoon, you know, they never get old because they're cartoons. I would say, okay, anime. And she said, but in live action, these are actors and they're probably older by the time they film, so it would make sense to do a time skip. I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I told you these would be interesting. They really are. Now, the most craziest theory of all is coming up, and it's pretty insane. But first, I want to talk about Tokyo Treats and Sakurako Box. This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treats and Sakurako Box. Their mission is to invite everyone to experience Japan from the comfort of their own home, and that is exactly what they do, bringing to you some of the most amazing snacks from Japan. Tokyo Treats is a fun and exclusive Japanese snack subscription box filled with limited edition Kit Kats and specialty flavored Japanese chips, seasonal treats, and occasional Japanese sodas that are only available in Japan for a limited time, so you get to try it from the comfort of your home.
It tastes so like. I taste the actual strawberries. What? That was really good. That's delicious.
That is amazing and is one of those things that I love to do with family members and friends. It's so much fun to bond over something like this. I love it. These are really good.
It tastes like a little pastry.
Every month is a different theme. The Tokyo Treats theme for this month is the Cherry Blossom Bites. We had a lot of fun trying out these snacks, and I actually have been planning a thing where I have my friends and family members come to my home to try out all the different things with me, and we make a whole event out of it. It's a cultural night in my house, and it's thanks to Tokyo Treats and Sakurako Box. The Sakurako Box is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that supports local snack makers across Japan. Each box comes with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and a special Japanese tableware, which by the way is one of the things that I find so interesting about this box. Every month I get something different, and I am always surprised to see what it is. This month's tableware is the Sakura Sake glass, and it looks amazing. It is beautifully crafted and is one of those things that I'm probably going to keep for a very long time. The Sakurako Box theme for this month is Seasons of Sakura. We had a lot of fun trying out these snacks, so if this is one of those things that you feel you are interested in and you want to go and try it out and you want to immerse yourself in the Japanese culture, this is the way to do it.
Yeah. It's so good.
But hold on, because you are part of the East Blue Nation, when you click on the links in the description section below and in the comment section as a pinned comment, make sure to use code word East Blue Nation to receive $5 off your first Tokyo Treats box through my link, or your first Sakurako box also through the link for that one. That way you get $5 off your first order, and all because you're part of the East Blue Nation. I encourage you guys to try it out. It is actually one of those things that I enjoy doing. I love trying these out with my daughter. We have a lot of fun eating these things and talking about it, and even reading the content that comes with the boxes. There's so much cultural information in the guidebook that not only tells you what you're eating and what it's made of, but it also gives you information from Japan that I find interesting. A lot of it correlates with what you're eating as well, and I thoroughly enjoy that. Okay, so check this out. This is perhaps one of the craziest One Piece theories I've ever heard ever. However, some of it makes sense. One of my cousins said the following theory. He believes that the Straw Hat Pirates will run into supernatural beings. And I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? He says he believes that they're going to run into aliens, vampires, zombies, and all types of creatures that are from the supernatural realm. I'm like, okay, dude, because I don't know, you haven't seen anything in season 1 to actually even hint to any of that stuff happening. He's like, bro, what are you talking about? I saw people that were half fish, half human. Those are supernatural creatures. And I'm like, okay, you got me there. And he's like, not to mention, dude, there's a vampire in One Piece live action season 1. There's a vampire. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? A vampire? He's like, yo, Mihawk, this dude's name is Mihawk. Bro, Dracula. He's a vampire, dog. I'm like, okay, I mean, okay, he kind of could be a vampire. He's like, bro, he's a vampire. This guy dresses like a vampire, looks like a vampire. He's pale. He's clearly not human, man. I'm like, all right, okay. Look, bro. He's like, yo, he's the only guy with those eyes. I'm like, okay. Man, he's really close to something, right? Really close. He's like, so clearly he's from a place where there's vampires, bro, and so there's probably zombies in this world, there's probably aliens in this world, there's probably supernatural creatures, which we saw some sea creature in season 1, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's some wild looking creatures in some island where they run into it and they see zombies and they see vampires. They're probably gonna run into a whole lot of vampires. I'm like, yo, okay, I see what you. I'm not gonna knock your theory. I think it's pretty good, bro. I think you're onto something. And he was real confident. He was like, bro, I know you're a One Piece guy, but let me tell you, I'm pretty sure there's vampires in this world, at least minimum. I wouldn't be surprised if there's werewolves too. I'm like, all right, I see where you're going with that. And again, he looked at me. He said, he was nodding his head like saying yeah. He was like, Mihawk, bro, Mihawk. That's all I'm gonna say. That dude's a vampire. And you know, it's hard to argue that because he does look like a vampire, right? The only argument I had is that we've seen Mihawk in daylight, and so he can't be a vampire because of that. But my cousin was like, bro, it don't gotta be the same as everywhere else, man. They can make vampires different in this world. What if vampires, the sunlight and moonlight doesn't matter to them? What if vampires are completely different in this world? All I know is that he is some type of variation of a vampire. vampire, and I'm almost 100% sure of it. I know that bro right there is not human. At least, man, that dude's not human, bro. Look at him. And I left it at that. One of my other friends believes that the Straw Hat Pirates will get a new crew member, and that the crew member they will get we've already seen. He actually believes that Mihawk will join the Straw Hat Pirates, becoming one of their swordsmen. They're going to have 2 swordsmen, Zoro and Mihawk. And I was like, interesting. Why do you think that? He was like, well, you know, they do show Mihawk a lot. He seems to be one of the main characters, although we don't know his background. But in the show, he is shown a lot, and he was the person who basically defeated Zoro, which means he's good enough to join them and possibly train with Zoro and maybe even teach Zoro a couple of things. And I lit up. Interesting. That's cool. I like where you're going with this. Yeah, Mihawk joining the team. That would be pretty cool. And he was like, I got it, right? I'm right. He joins the crew, right? I'm not gonna say anything, but just watch season 2. You're gonna love it. So those were the theories that I got so far. I'm gonna get more theories, but if you know someone in your family, which you probably do, or you have some friends, which you probably do, that have not read the manga or watched the anime, and they're only familiar with One Piece through the One Piece live action series season 1, ask them about possible theories for season 2 and what they think is going to happen in season 2. It's always interesting to see what they come up with. Then write those in the comment section below, where I will possibly read them on the next One Piece live action season 2 theories video. I always like what they come up with because it's wacky, funny, and some of them hit very, very close to home, and they almost get it. With that being said, make sure to click the like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the East Blue Nation, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.